Welcome to the Charlotte Motor Speedway here tonight for Full Throttle TV 200 at Charlotte. The final race before the Homestead Miami Speedway season finale next week. And tonight will be the night we find out who is going to Homestead with a chance to win it all. Of course, Race Clark with me here tonight as always. And before we get into anything tonight, we'll take you through the chase grid as of right now. See there, Briar LaPrade, the only one guaranteed a spot into Homestead Miami. Justin Krasneski and Chester Gibson with the best advantages over that cutoff spot of Nate Lackamy, Trevor Polo, and Gunther Dadson. Gunther really the only person in a must-win situation here tonight. Trevor Polo a couple points out, but not in too bad of shape as Gunther is. So just a few minutes left here before we take the green flag tonight. And again, Race, it seems like you come to join us at the best of times. The most challenging and I guess competitive scenarios. Again, you come to join us, and tonight no different. Tonight decides who goes to Miami and who goes home just to race there.
Oh yeah, I'd say Charlotte's a very fun track, especially in the B cars. I think we're looking at a good show with some people trying to race their way down South Florida. You know what I'm talking about? I'm just really excited to get right to it. Never know what's going to happen in this league. It's a lot of good competition. I'm really just excited to get this thing going, see where we go. You know.
Absolutely. So, see there, not much time on the board as of right now. I believe qualifying has begun, and Cole Baguna currently on top of the board. And got Gunther Dadson, Trevor Polo, Trevor Elam, and Nate Lackamy is your top 5. Not a lot of cars left out on track. Chester Gibson, the only one left at the moment. With that, the clock counts down, and I believe we'll end our qualifying here tonight. We'll take you through where they will start tonight. So it'll be Cole Baguna and Gunther Dadson on the front row. Again, Gunther in a must-win situation. Trevor Polo 3rd, Trevor Elam 4th. Nate Lackamy will round out the top 5 there. Chester Gibson starting 6th. Briar LaPrade 7th. Thomas Bresci 8th. Tyler Hensley 9th. Carlos Acosta 10th. Dylan McNichol 11th. And Justin Krasneski will round out the field tonight. These drivers taking the grid. So the drivers to watch tonight are going to be the 01 of Nate Lackamy on the cutoff spot. I believe about 6 points back here. These are the points on the screen as of last week at Martinsville. See Briar LaPrade, the only one certain going on to Homestead with a shot at it. And Nate Lackamy 5 points out. Rapolo 10 and Dadson 44. Dadson obviously in a must-win situation, but Rapolo with 12 cars in the field tonight. Not really in a must-win, but last time we were here, he went to victory lane, and might need the same result tonight if he wants a chance at going the Homestead. Last time we were in this situation as well, the 01 of Nate Lackamy took it to victory lane, basically in a must-win situation, was about 1 point out of actually advancing. See if he can do it again tonight. And then with that 8 of Dadson, only time he's taken it to victory lane has been restrictor plate tracks at Daytona and Talladega. Might need a win at Charlotte if he wants to get into the final 3. And of course, Trevor Polo, the man we keep talking about, most likely the favorite heading in here to the chase. Now finds himself in a situation where he could be knocked out of the chase. So he's the same situation he was in last time he came here to Charlotte, if he wants a chance at it. Of course, Krasnetsky, besides Briar LaPrade, in the best situation, 9 points to the good, starting near the back tonight, so not the best starting spot for him. And last time we were here, didn't have the best car either, so might be a little bit challenging for that 4 tonight. And Chester Gibson probably pretty nervous in that 66. 5 points to the good. And race, you know all too well, that's still not too comforting.
Oh yeah, like you said, Trevor Polo seems like he's always my favorite. And I know it really maybe seems like I just one person, but tonight I really would put my faith in Trevor Polo. This track here at Charlotte, the new tire model, really likes to wear these tires down. And you know, when the grip decreases, Trevor Polo's always one to step up to the challenge. So I'll be looking for him when this race concludes.
So it's the pace car about to pull down. What will you do to get yourself into the final 3 at Homestead Miami Speedway? We're about to find out as the pace car is going to pull in there. Waiting for the green flag to drop. It does, and we are green for 133 laps around the Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Trevor Long looks like running just a stock paint scheme tonight.
A great jump there by the 7 of Cole Begunia out front. Led a good portion of the beginning of Martinsville last week. It seemed like cars started to fade, looking to rebound tonight. Battling side by side there, the 8 and the 17. Gunther Dadson in the 8 there. Going to pull away. We'll get that second spot away. Chester Gibson now fighting Trevor Long for the 3rd spot.
Cole Begunia out to an early lead. We'll see how long that lasts. Gunther Dadson looks maybe up there and try and challenge him. Rapolo back to 5th
in the
place
16.
There.
Sorry, race of Carlos Acosta there. Going to go around on the back straightaway in the Full Throttle TV colors tonight. And unfortunately looking like it's going to be a rough start for that 16. Let's see what happened. Believe saw it just a bit in the back. Believe got just a little bit loose there. Exiting the corner, that's exactly what happened. Unfortunately, gets around and hits the inside wall. Not too extremely hard, but definitely going to hurt the performance of that race car here as we go along.
Looks like we'll stay green here. Outfitting the Full Throttle TV car first to be smashed.
Absolutely, very unfortunate. Carlos is pretty excited about it tonight. Hasn't been in a lot of races here. The league he sponsors, RK Productions, but tonight, already on lap 3, looking like it's going to be a rough start for that 16. But up front, the battle for the lead, the 8 of Gunther Dadson definitely knows the situation he's in. He's trying to take this lead early here on lap 4. Coming to lap 5, it'll be side by side as they come off turn 4. Cole gets that lap, but now Gunther going to have a preferred lane entering the corner there, going to force the 7 to the middle of the racetrack. Here comes the 8 of Gunther Dadson, who'll get the lead out of 2. Question is, will he have the momentum going down the back straightaway here? He will, and will be able to clear the 7 of Cole Begunia there. So put the 8 of Gunther Dadson out in front at the moment. Again, definitely knows the situation he's in and trying to take full advantage of tonight. We're on lap 6 out of 133, however, still a long ways to go for this 8.
Yes, sir, and these 3 up here battling for the lead. No one's going to pull away for now. Gunther Dadson going to come around and potentially lead lap 6.
Now we see there the 66 of Chester Gibson. Again, only 5 points to the good when we started tonight. He's already made his way up to the 3rd spot, looking to get 2nd away. He's trying to get a win in here to advance his way in with no problem into Homestead, but again, still very early into this race. But already, race, it's seeming like we're seeing the guys who are going to show their strong hand tonight. As these front 4 have really already pulled away. Trevor Polo not too far back, but 6th place, about 3.5 seconds back of this leader.
Yes, sir. I apologize to ask. I haven't got a chance to look at the race. Is there anybody in a must-win situation right now?
Well, This 8 who was just in the lead, but now the 7 of Cole Begunia really in the only must-win situation, I have to say, at this point. Again, the 9 of Trevor Polo will show the chase points. These are as of the green flag, but Trevor Polo is still 10 points to the good. With only 12 cars, might be able to pull away here tonight, but we'll just have to wait and see, as race always says. So with that, I'm going to step away for just a quick second. Racing Clark, I'll let you take the reins here, and I'm going to step away and do a little points updating. So, Race, it's all you.
Alright, so today, now I'm playing, guys. Looks like as we are coming around to start lap 7, we got Cole Begunia back to the lead. Looking like Charlotte likes to really tussle up the lead changes. Could be seeing several of those as the laps tick on. As it's about a, I say, three-way battle for second place, as Begunia does begin to pull out a little bit of a lead over Polo back there, just waiting and stalking. I'm sure you'll be seeing him later on the run. Chester Gibson to the inside of Gunther Dadson, just previously a few laps ago was leading, now all the way back to the 4th place position as they kind of settled out there for 2nd place position, as Trevor Elam looks to get up there and potentially challenge Cole Begunia for the 1st place position. With a car going down pit road right there. If I had to guess, I'd say that was Carlos Acosta. Yes, sir, Carlos Acosta, who spun earlier in the race off of turn 2 with heavy damage. We're going to go ahead and bring that thing in. Looks like we're close to having a three-way tussle for 2nd place here. As Trevor Elam 2nd, Chester Gibson 3rd, Gunther Dadson 4th place, as Rapolo is easing in ever so surely up to these 3 right here battling out the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place positions. You guys want to talk politics? No, okay. Lap 13, about to click on the 14 here. Who's to say when these guys will start pitting? It looks like I've seen a few people in the latter weeks, like the short pit, that kind of hurts Trevor Rapolo, I have noticed. This race here is only going to be 133 laps. A little curious to see maybe, because I mean it's looking pretty green right now. This is more of a tight track. I'm kind of curious as to how Carlos wrecked. I would imagine he got tight, hit the wall, and bounced off to the inside wall, based off how this track has historically been. As Gunther Dadson's going to dive low on Chester Gibson, potentially the 3rd place position. And let's see. He's going to make that stick. He does. Clears him. Gunther Dadson back up to 3rd place, looking to maybe get back up there. Trevor Elam 2nd, Cole Begunia 1st. Trevor Rapolo is going to dive low on Chester Gibson for the 4th place position. Will Rapolo begin his run up through the field? He clears him. Rapolo up to 4th. Gibson's going to look at the crossover, move down low. Also, side by side is Gunther Dadson. Trevor Elam for 2nd. Gunther Dadson low. We'll clear Elam here for 2nd place position. Let's see if he keeps it out of the turns, as Gibson is also looking to make a fight to Trevor Rapolo there for the 4th place position. Neither of the two rolling over. Rapolo will clear him. The exit of 4, Gunther Dadson clears Elam at the exit of 4 as well. Cole Begunia still leads. 11 to his in his rearview mirror. No stress for him. So Rapolo up to 4th place. seems to always be my favorite. Will he be able to move his way up here? As we're now lap 18, working our way around to begin lap 19 of 133. Trevor Rapolo's going to look low on the backstretch into 3 for the 3rd place position. He's definitely held on to this car better than it seems this top half of the field. See if he now begins to work his way up to 2nd place. Gunther Datsun. It looks like he cleared the Elam in the 17 quite easily. We're curious to see if maybe Elam used his stuff up a little bit too much, or Rapolo did that good of a job at saving his stuff. I guess we'll have a good gauge for that when Trevor Rapolo in the 9 gets up to Gunther Datsun. There's somewhat of a Dale Earnhardt Jr. Tribute 8 Gunther Datsun's running tonight. Like that car at Sharp. Like that one in first place too, Cole Bagunia. Advanced Auto Parts, another Sharp paint scheme. Love to see that. Trevor Elam just running a basic scheme. Wonder why, who knows. Reminds me of the state of Texas. Oh, Gunther Datsun into the wall hard. He'll lose that 2nd place position. Looks like Datsun had a bit of a run there on Cole Bagunia, but we had tunnel vision. It was too enclosed on Cole Bagunia. Did not see that wall coming to his right as he gets to that early. That's really going to hurt his performance if he hit it as hard as I think he did. Polo up to 2nd. Gunther Datsun holds on to that 3rd place position, but just for now. Looks like Elam and Chepser Gibson want to get their challenge before Elam almost tags the wall, but not quite, just using the ball that racetrack for now. Rapolo beginning to look high on Cole Bagunia there for the lead. Rapolo on the inside, crossing the start finish line. He'll lead that lap and clear 7 of Cole Bagunia. New leader, Trevor Rapolo in the number 9. Will take the lead, clicking on to lap 25. Doesn't look like anybody will be short pitting and ruining Rapolo's more conservative strategy tonight. You can see he's at the point. This thing stays green. This is his race to manage. We'll go back through the field here. Now Cole Bagunia in 2nd place, losing a lot of ground already, about half a second back is Cole Bagunia, 0.455 to be exact. Another 2nd behind Cole Bagunia is the 8 of Gunther Datsun. A lot of damage on that right side, but he's still holding that 3rd place position, as he has about a 6/10 of a lead on Chester Gibson, who clearly long earlier for the 4th place position. All the way back in 5th now is Justin Krasneski. Trevor Elam is now 17.8 seconds back. Wonder if he found trouble earlier and I did not catch that. I do apologize. Oh yeah, Elam is actually slow on the backstretch. Just hits the wall. Hits the wall again. Not sure what Justin's looking at right now. He's the man in the booth on the controls. I'm just here with the vocal cords and the sick rhymes. Here we go. 1. I'm playing Cole Bagunia, 2nd place still. Gunther Datsun not really making any time to Bagunia. He's actually calm. Just to see it here at the line. Still about a 4/10 of a gap between Datsun and Begunia there for the second place position. Chester Gibson seems to be falling behind, but is in third place with not many worries behind him. Krasneski, though, not the greatest qualifying effort. Slowly but surely inching up on Chester Gibson. As a matter of fact, he will look low on Chester Gibson here. Down the front stretch at the line. Still Chester Gibson will maintain fourth at the line, but as you can see, Justin Krasneski now low, clears Gibson. Now into fourth place, the 4 car, Justin Krasneski. On the radio, Thomas Bressi does not sound too happy what's going on back there. Looks like Thomas Bressi and the 01 of Nate Lackamy may be having some disagreements. Bressi stating, try that again, I explicitive dare you. That's Nate Lackamy and Bressi. Bressi giving him no room there. Tell me if these two do not like each other too much. Bresci's pinning him down. I'm not sure what... Oh, they touch. Justin, if you get a view on the 24 and the 01 there. You're still there at the controls. I know you're working on the points. The 01 of Nate Lackamy will clear him. Bresci's going to look low, though, for potential crossover move. He's pushing him down the backstretch, these two. Giving no room here on lap 31, about to click onto lap 32. Looks like Gunther Datsun will actually move into the second place position, Justin, if you want to get a look at there. Cole Begunia and Gunther Datsun swap positions. Cole Begunia back to third. You can tell those tires for Cole Begunia has fallen off a good bit, as Trevor Rapolo now has a 2.8 second lead. The way he can conserve those tires, maintaining a good bit of speed, is quite impressive. Speaking of another late run, is Justin Krasneski in fourth, the 4 car. Looking low on Begunia. Begunia seemed to get a little bit of a bobble mid-turn, so no real battle there. Justin Krasneski in the 4 car is now in the third place position, looking to take down Gunther Datsun in second place. We'll get a good view of how Krasneski is running compared to Rapolo. Trevor Rapolo at the line ran a 30.604. Krasneski at the line ran a 30.630. Krasneski in traffic, however. Krasneski low on Gunther Datsun. Not sure if he'll clear him this turn. Is Gunther Datsun trying to get a bit of a run? He does get a good run on the outside of the turn, exit of 4. Lap 34 complete. We're now running lap 35. Gunther Datsun looking high. Don't think he'll have the speed, as Krasneski still low. Clears Gunther Datsun. Should have him clear at the exit. So Justin Krasneski moves up to the second place position. He's got some clean air on that nose. He's no longer racing anybody. Be curious to see if he tries to eat there into Trevor Rapolo's lead. At the line, Rapolo is a 30.685. Justin Krasneski, 30.663. It's about 200s faster. He is Justin Krasneski, even working his way around the third place position now. Gunther Datsun, the 8. We're curious to see what the 2 lap times are this time, as both are now in clean air and clean track. At the line, our leader, Trevor Rapolo, finishes lap 36 running a 30.597, very impressive lap. But Justin Krasneski beats him at 30.563, so ever so slightly, that's 3/100ths. Krasneski's beginning to eat into that 3.3 second lead. Looks like Trevor Elam and Carlos Acosta have actually disconnected from the race. Looks like Elam found trouble, as did Carlos early. neither of those brought out a caution. We have 9 cars on the lead lap. Dylan McNichol is 1 lap down in the 10th place position. They're rounding out 11th and 12th. As Trevor Lam and Carlos Acosta both off the track and out of this race for now.
And race, I must say you did a phenomenal job. So with that, we have our points all the way updated. It was a lot of action there, as you saw, and made it a little bit difficult. And now the 01 and 66 is going to go side by side battling there, but your points right now, the top 3 that are going to advance should this race end right now. LaPrade, obviously with that 1 win. Trevor Polo, second, your leader. And Krasnetsky going to be the only one right now on points to make it in. 7 points to the good. You got Chester Gibson, 7 points back. Nate Lackme, 14, now 15 points back. And Gunther Dadson going to be 46 points out. So obviously we came into the night knowing that the 8 of Gunther Dadson is in a must-win situation. The 9 of Rapolo was in a fairly desperate situation, we knew. And knew Gibson wasn't in the best of situations. And as you can see there, right now, out of it by that much. So with that, again, race, great job taking us through all of the action. I knew I was listening there just a little bit, and quite a lot going on around the racetrack. Now the 01 going to try and get that 4th spot away from the 8 of Datsun.
Sure do appreciate it. Appreciate you moving the camera around for me.
Now we see.
I'm not used to a lead position. I'm there kind of like a little bit of color, you know. So, hope I did good in more of a lead spot.
Well, race, now we see the 8 of Datsun. Not sure if this is already there in his car, but he's got a little bit of damage there on that right side. And I'm sure with how high that's raised up, that's going to hurt him pretty badly going down these straightaways.
Yeah, there for a moment, Krasnetsky was almost eating 2/10 a lap into that lead, and it seemed he's still eating into it, but not as much now. He cut out about 7/100ths of Rapolo's lead there. Rapolo's still 3 seconds ahead of Krasnetsky in 1st place.
Well, the one nice thing Krasnetsky must be thinking about, again, last time we were here with the 9 going to victory lane then, but the 4 is the 24 is just dropped out of the team speak, and I believe he's actually going to drop out of the race as well. So now that'll leave 3 out of the race. But with this 4, last time we were here, he was not very good at all, even stating it. Excuse me, when he had finished 3rd there. But this car, as he had mentioned, was not very good. So this must be pretty good redemption, knowing 43 laps into this run, and he's still running very strong in that 2nd position. Just behind him, last week's winner, Briar LaPrade, in 3rd.
Yeah, Krasnetsky didn't have that great of a qualifying effort, but as he is sitting here in the 2nd place position, eating into Rapolo's lead, not too much, but he's definitely pulling him in ever so slightly. It'll be curious how they run after some green flag pit stops. We know Rapolo's always kind of slow to get to going. Krasnetsky's really fast, just all around fast race car driver. So curious when we'll see them start to pit in here, maybe any short pit play. Gunther Dadson's fallen all the way back to 5th place, 6 seconds behind the lead. 2 new faces up there, you know, like you said, Briar LaPrade and Nate Lackme. So our beginning grid of Dadson and Gunia have fallen all the way back. Chester Gibson as well. Chester Gibson now 17.5 seconds behind the lead. I wonder if he caught the wall or got into some trouble. That's a huge gap.
Racy and I believe the 5 of Hensley actually had come down pit road there. So we see the first 2 come down pit road. Now the 7 of Cole Begunia also going to come down. And I believe the 01, yes, also going to bring it down pit road. So now we're seeing these guys start to make their way down pit road. So around 40 to 45 is going to be the magical number tonight, it's seeming like. Next question is going to be here is the 4 going to look like he's going to get to the bottom there. Might be setting up to come down pit road or just giving that position to Briar LaPrade, and see when he comes around here. No, he's going to stay on the racetrack. So one thing of note, your top 3 at the moment, Trevor Rapolo, Briar LaPrade, and Justin Krasnetsky. He's actually going to, excuse me, that's the 73 of Dylan McNichol, 2 laps down, just trying to get his lap back. But the top 3, currently the top 3 as of right now, heading to Homestead Miami Speedway with a shot at the championship. So these top 3 showing their strength here tonight. showing they deserve to head to Homestead, Miami for a shot at the big trophy. And now we see the 9 of Trevor Apollo coming down pit road there. So the leaders come down pit road. Now the question is going to be, when do the rest of these guys come down?
My bad, my mic was muted. So Krasnowski's been passed by Brian LaPrade there. I don't think Brian LaPrade's not pitted yet. I mean, it looked like he drove right around Krasnowski. It was quite impressive.
It almost seemed like...
I wonder,
is this going to get really close there with the lap car there? It almost seemed like the 4 of Krasnowski kind of let him go by there on the back straightaway, but...
I'll tell you one thing, I just feel like, you know, with Krasnowski, the way he was eating into Rapol's lead is now really hurting himself staying out this long. I'd say, you know, when you're pulling in first place and first place pits, and pretty much, I mean, you have to pit there because now Rapol's going to be out on track making great time and kind of compensating for his slower starts to the run. Is Krasnowski going to bring it around this time? No. Stay out on the track another lap as Rapol's, you know, clicking off fresh tire laps. That's a curious strategy, Justin. I wonder if he's maybe looking for a caution. I don't see it happening with the smaller field late into this playoff. You know, a lot of drivers at least will look at it and say, I don't have a chance, so they back out. A lot of, you know, leagues kind of suffer from that. I just don't understand. I mean, I know, like you said, as they run, Krasnowski's good to go next week, but you know, if I have a chance to win, I want to win. And this is right now is not a winning strategy, but who knows? Maybe he knows something we don't know. But I'll tell you one thing I do know, Justin, is that Rapolo is just making. Whenever we get back to cycle through these green flag pit stops, Rapolo's going to have an even larger lead. I think whenever we pitted in, Rapolo was working with about a 3-second lead, so it's curious to see what it'll be after everything cycles out. Will Krasnowski bring it this time? No, sir, he will not. He's going to go out and track a lap 52. Curious.
Yeah, I've never understood this strategy, really. I've seen it, a lot of guys try and work it, but we're seeing the results right now with the 9 of Trevor Polo. Good, well, that time around, a good 2 seconds faster than Briar LaPrade there.
Exactly.
I just never understood it, and still, to this day, don't understand that strategy. I understand getting more laps led, but overall, it's just going to hurt your track position when you come down, and then the leader, this 9, who will be the eventual leader, cycles around. So, never quite understood it.
Yeah, so
it's going to be interesting to see.
That's 3 or 4 green flag wraps. Excuse me, I'm Larry McGradle. So that's like 5 laps now that Rapolo's running 2 whole seconds faster.
And he's just behind them now, about to get his lap back. So that sets up the situation as well, because it's going to take quite a while as now the battle for the lead's setting up, so it's just going to hurt them even more there.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're going to look at Nate Lackamy and Chester Gibson are going to be able to get around these guys. So this is, look, I mean, Rapolo's there.
Yeah, where does this 9 go? He's going to make it 3 wide there. That's going to be a tight situation. Now he'll get to the inside. Those guys will keep battling there on the high side. Now all these guys are going to get their lap back.
So right there, you're looking at the race for the actual lead. When these things cycle out, it'll be Rapolo, Gibson, Lackamy. As Lackamy's going to look low in the tri-oval on Chester Gibson. Lackamy is looking to get up there and make things a bit more interesting. So when we cycle through, I mean, Krasnowski's lost. I don't understand. Like I said, maybe he's open for a caution, but that's out the window now because those guys have gotten their lap back, so caution will do nothing for him. Other than at this point, keep Cole Bagunia on that down, but that doesn't really benefit as he stays out.
And now he's going to come down.
He's pitting in, Justin.
The 4 of Krasnowski now going to come down. The 18 of Briar LaPrade going to stay on the racetrack there. We've seen it a couple times where some guys maybe pit halfway through their fuel run, and then some guys stay out and run the full fuel run. Obviously, I don't think 45 laps. You can go about 90 laps on a tank of fuel. So again, I have to see if this 18 comes down this time. I think I heard the engine. I heard the engine off going into the corner, but he's going to stay out again. So really interesting the strategy.
I mean, the only thing I mean, yeah, like you said, he's not going to be able to make it to make this a one-stopper. But everybody's got, you know, another 2 stops left. I just don't know.
Well,
Just don't know.
now the 4 will be on a bit fresher tires than this 9 and that whole pack, but the difference is he's still a lap down. We'll have to get his lap back, but so now
Exactly. We'll see at the line.
now we just wait for the 18 and 8 to make their way down pit road. That'll hand the lead over to Trevor Apollo, Nate Lackme, and Chester Gibson will be the eventual top 3.
Brian LaPrade remains out on track. Like I said, you know, maybe he's looking for caution, but at this point it's nullified as, I mean, you see there the 5 of Tyler Hensey going to go low.
So now we're getting close to
He's-
15 laps that he's
Yeah,
stayed out.
the
farther
18
than
is
the others.
he's clutching the engine right now. I wonder if either he has to, he's stretched as far as he can stretch and just trying to make it back around, or he's actively saving. There's just no way he's going to be able to. 133 laps. He's going to have to at least do 67 laps in one run, or 66.
Well, the one advantage for Breyer is he won last week, so he put himself in a situation where he can do this without the risk of being eliminated and not having a chance to get to Homestead. So he put himself in the situation. I think at this point he's just kind of experimenting, because I believe Homestead might just be the same amount of laps as this race is tonight. Don't quote me on that. I believe it's 133, if not 166, going to be that distance, but might just be preparing himself for next week's race.
Yes, sir. It looks like Gunther Datz is going to pull that one down. So the only person yet to pit is that number 18 of Briar LaPrade. Like you said, he's already won. So as far as this race is concerned, it's practice. So I mean, if he can stretch this thing to 67, which he's out. He's out.
He's out of fuel. He stretched it a bit too far there. Yeah, that engine not running. So
there you go. 61 laps. 60 to be safe is your absolute maximum. So if anything, that's a little footnote he can bring into Homestead. I know the tracks are differently sized, but they're still both 1.5 miles, still about the same fuel consumption. So be remembering that little footnote for Briar LaPrade next week. 60 laps is his max. Maybe get some early cautions and turn it to 2 60-lap runs. But that should cycle out green flag pit stops as Nate Lackme to the point. Chester Gibson in second place, about a tenth back. Rapolo in third, about 3/10 back. We'll see if we see Rapolo later on the run. I'm not so sure. Nate Lackme is showing a lot of speed. Chester Gibson, though, not looking to roll over. He's there at the 01 of Nate Lackme's bumper.
And all 3 of these guys really in a situation where they kind of put themselves in. They have to win. Right now, I was going to say Chester Gibson in the best spot, but should a non-chaser take the point, that'll put Chester Gibson back into it. But just barely, as he's just kind of barely clinching to that final spot should this 01 lose the lead there. And the glorious thing about next week, we're not going to have to worry about counting points or anything of that sort. Race is going to be the highest finisher is going to take home the championship. So
yes, sir.
It's nice. These it's like 3 miniature seasons, and excuse me, 2 miniature seasons and one final race to determine it all between 3 of them. So now the 66 going to take it low there underneath the 01 of Lackme. Get really close at the exit of the corner. The 01 going to keep the lead there as the 66 believe got a little tight exiting the corner. Now he'll have the 9 on the rear bumper of him. Just behind them, Cole Baguni is still about 3 seconds back of these leaders. So I think with Gibson, Cole's going to be his best friend if he's not able to hang on, try and get this win. But if not, he's going to want that 7 at least up there.
Yeah, Chester Gibson's definitely not looking to roll over. He has a very strong entry into the corners. He's really driving it down in there and able to make it stick, but you know he really could be wearing the tires a little more than he probably wants to. Nate Lackme looks pretty smooth and collected through the corners. We know Nate Lackman is a high risk, high reward type of driver.
And still going at it very strong there. 66 is going to get all the way down to the bottom there. Nowhere to go. And then
Trevor Rapolo. Oh, the Rapolo number 9. Sitting there in the 3rd place position, slightly inching onto these two up here. But we pretty much know this is going to be a few more stops in this race, so I'm curious to see how that'll play out. Do you break them up 2 even runs to try to get the longer one out of the way first and the longer one done later? Just wait and see, Justin.
The famous phrase. So the 9's still
Put
trying
it
to
on
work
keychain.
over. Yeah, put it on a t-shirt. So the 9's still trying to work over the 66 of Gibson there to no avail as of yet. Just behind them, 24, Thomas Bresci. I believe he's on fresh tires, but he is 21 laps down. Fortunately, having some internet issues there. Bresci winning the first race of this season, this miniature season of round 2. Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Not in the chase, unfortunately got knocked out in round 1. Now the 9 will be side by side with Gibson as the edge is a bit off of turn 2 there. Gibson going to come right back. Polo should have the preferred lane into 3 and really power it down the exit of 4 and will easily clear the 66 of Gibson.
Looks like Nate Lackman is beginning to pull out that lead now over 0.6 of a second, 6/10 that is, out of the second of Trevor Rapolo. However, Trevor Rapolo, of course, as you can see, has moved up to the 2nd place position. You know, speaking of keychains, Justin, I'm sure every time, you know, you go to a place like tourism place, and I'm sure you get Justin on a keychain. Yeah, it's not like that for me, Justin. Ain't no cups with race on it, no keychains, no shirts. Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
Well, at least you still have a cool name to like race. I mean,
True, very fitting for what I love to do, I suppose. A lot of people think my name's fake. I get that a lot.
alright, so coming around to lap 72 there. We'll step away for just a quick second, try and get a little bit of a points update done as well. Here's your top 5, don't go away. We're going to go side by side, you won't miss a thing. We welcome you back to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Full Throttle TV 200 at Charlotte here for the High Voltage Racing League presented by RK Productions. A very cool deal that High Voltage has put on for us. A bit of a tribute there for us tonight. Fortunately, with us leaving in March, but again, very thankful and very grateful that they were willing to do this. Again, their own idea there. So the points have been updated here tonight, and they're pretty close for the final cutoff spot. LaPrade, of course, the only one locked in there with one win. Rapolo, the leader currently, so he would advance in. And for the final cutoff spot there, Krasneski in only by 2 points over the 66 of Chester Gibson. Nate Lackamy 5 points out of it at the moment. Gunther Dadson, again, still in a must-win situation. 46 points out of it. So Gunther right now 8th right now. A little bit of damage as well, so his chances are looking like they're fading just a little bit there. Still a long ways to go. Still here, only 83 laps down out of the 133 tonight. Anything can still happen here, but closing in to, I believe this might be our 50 lap to go mark there. Yes, it is. So 50 laps to go tonight. Still a long way still race to the finish, as you know.
Yes, sir. Looking like real curious when these guys are going to get to pitting. I was actually surprised how quickly Trevor Rapolo pulled in. 0-1 of Nate Lackamy now has a 2-second lead. Krasneski earlier on in the race, who was pulling in Trevor Rapolo, pulled him under 3 seconds. Now sits 9 seconds behind the lead in the 5th place position. Curious strategy there, and unfortunately, that brought LaPrade number 18. Who's in? I mean, he's not. He won last week, won the last race. So I mean, at this point, might as well just experiment. And that he did, and ran out on fuel. Lap 61, needing to go to at least 66 or 67, depending on how he wanted to break up the first and second run. So I mean, he's doing the best on fuel. You can tell he's also got the best tires. He drives around there, the 0-1 of Nate Lackamy. Unfortunately, though, he ran out of fuel on the exit of turn 2, so lost a lot of time there. But like we said, this man is in the chase into the next round. So he's got no worries. Looks like Trevor Rapolo sits about 2.5 seconds to the good in the lead. Behind him, Nate Lackamy. Behind Nate Lackamy in 3rd place, Cole Acuna.
Cole back up to the 3rd spot. And again, Krasneski up to 4th, so that'll give him a 3-point gap over the 66 of Gibson there. So that should not sure what happened to Gibson, but he's actually come down pit road, so that's actually going to give him quite the margin over the 66 there. It's 47 laps to go. We see the 66 come down pit road. He was the one of the first to come down at our first round of green flag stops for what has been a caution-free race so far here tonight. 47 laps to go. We've been trying to get a caution here tonight race, but so far they've kept it clean and green. And with how spread out they actually are, I think close enough to the point where we might actually stay caution-free here.
Yes, sir. It's about how it's looking. We had some drama earlier, or early in the race, I must say, caused the cost of smacking it off the wall. Looks like Trevor Elam also had some issues. Other than that, just disconnections throughout the field. We've got 5 cars on the lead lap. Tyler Hensley looking here soon to go a lap down. Is that number 5? If you don't mind, Justin, I've got a call of nature. Be back in a few.
Alright, well there you see the 18 of Brian LaPrade getting his lap back. Question is going to be there now with 45 laps to go. Already past the 60 lap mark in terms of fuel, so when does he come down is going to be the question. Obviously it's looking like with the 9 of Trevor Polo there now coming down pit road. It's going to be real interesting to see, unless we get another caution here. I think this 18 might be trapped a lap down, so the 9 has come down. That'll surrender the lead over to the 0-1 of Nate Lackamy. He needs to come down as well. So far only the 66, 5, and 73 have come down pit road for what should be their final stop of the night. Right at the margin of 45 laps. The 01 Nate Lackme going to bring it down. Might be caught speeding there. Was quite fast entering pit road. 7 of Cole Bagugna still staying out there, as well as the 4 of Justin Krasneski, Gunther Datsun as well. Trevor Polo just coming back out on track, of course, a lap down there. Cole Bagugna not too far ahead, and with his fresh tires should easily catch the 7 of Bagugna. 73 looking like he's coming down again. Actually, I believe Dylan came down a little bit earlier. So Nate now just coming back out on track. There goes the 9 of Rapolo, who will cycle out to the leader, or to the lead, and the 01 of Lackme, who will cycle out to second here. Just wait and see if anybody else can make their way down to pit road. And I believe the 73 may have run out of fuel coming down pit road. That might be why he came down. It was a slow crawl into his box. And there we see there the 9 of Rapolo going to get around the 7 of Bagugna there. Put him back on the lead lap. Once this 7, 4, and 8 come down pit road, there goes the 7 down. And we wait for the 4. He will not be making his way down, but Bagugna will. Dadson's still out on the racetrack as well, so waiting for the 4 and 7, or for the 4 and 8 to bring it down pit road. And then this 9 will cycle out to the lead there. We'll have about a 1.5 second lead over the 01 of Nate Lackme at the moment. Let's see if that extends or shrinks as we get later into the run. Krasneski's still going to stay out there. Gibson just behind them as well. Gibson, of course, the first one to come down pit road there, so we'll have the oldest tires here. So he just gets around the 4 of Krasneski to get his lap back. So now Krasneski will make his way down pit road there. And it will cycle out to the 8 of Gunther Datsun should he stay out on the racetrack there. I have to imagine doesn't want to stay out too long, as the 9 of Rapolo just behind him. Rapolo is back on the lead lap, so once Gunther cycles around, he will stay out, so it'll be the battle for the lead, and probably will not be too much of a battle there. As caution is out, the 18 of Briar LaPrade has spun around on the French straightaway. No one's going to get trapped down a lap down. That's the good news. Bad news is the 18 had lost it. Looking like he probably lost it off of turn 4. Possibly got it loose. This is out of turn 2 there. This is coming around to turn 3. Just fighting it a bit in the middle of the corner there. And abrupt snap there into the grass. Multiple spins and then just gets it on that little bit of asphalt, and this iRacing called it there, so.
Seems I have returned to a caution, Justin.
Yes, sir. The 18 of Briar LaPrade had spun around there. Unfortunately, now with him being a lap down, will not get the lucky dog, so still going to be trapped a lap down.
7 cars in the lead lap. You can make it to the end here. Gunther Datsun in the lead. Not sure what I missed there.
He had actually stayed out, so that's actually going to play out perfectly for him. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, will.
36 laps to go. The rest of these leaders also going to come down. And this will most likely be their final stop. I think that 18 might have actually gotten the wave around there. Actually, no, I believe he's just catching up with the pace car. So if he pits, he's going to have to hope for another caution. as the 66 and 7, looking like they have stayed out on the racetrack there. So the 18 will come down pit road there. So we'll essentially get trapped a lap down there. And off pit road there, the 8 got out first, then Lackme. Then Rapolo, about a second slower stop than the rest of those two. So it's interesting. Bad time to have a bad stop, but this line's got a lot of speed in it. Hopefully it'll be too hard for him to get back out in front, try and get this win. So if we get two
listening to the my apologies, Justin. I'm listening to the radio communications that I like to always do, and some people accusing the 18 of some shenanigans, trying to help out the 8 there. Lackme asking, are the 8 and 18 teammates? Looks like the 18 said he took 2. That's why it was so loose. Nate Lackme and Chris Nesky both agreeing that'll never work out, and a mile and a half too loose. Curious.
Very interesting. Not sure.
Interesting.
Not sure if their teammates. Let's take a look here. Well, yes, they are. The 8 and 18 are teammates, but it didn't really look like he did that on purpose with how loose that race car looking like it was. It didn't seem like he snapped too much. It just seemed like it was a little wiggle in the middle of the corner, and then it just snapped out from under him.
Yeah, it looks like he took 2 tires. Seems to be the issue there. So I think Nate Lackme, which is kind of accusing him, the heat of the moment, because Nate Lackme's up there in that second place position. Oh, I've also got a question. How did Rapolo get back to 3rd? Maybe a bad pit stop. Curious as well. Unfortunate, but I'd say
well, that caution came out towards the end of green flag stops, so they actually all came down pit road, so that'll put him into the 3rd position with about a second slower pit stop than the 8 and 01. But overall, that caution, a huge benefit to the 8 of Gunther Datsun. Curious to know if that's going to be the last caution of the night, coming to green with 35 or 33 laps to go. Back out green. Will this settle it? Dead even start with the 01 and 8 there. Should have the preferred lane as we're enter 1. 18 all the way up against that inside wall there. Fortunately, a lap down, and we'll go towards the end of the pack there. Gunther was able to clear the 01. Right on the rear bumper that 01 was. He'll try and dive down underneath the 8. And what a move he makes. Will easily clear Gunther there. Put the 01 to the lead. Needed Gunther Datsun now back to 2nd, where he needs to be tonight. Needs to be in victory lane at the end of the night if he wants to advance to Homestead with a shot at the championship. You look back to the man who's led the most laps tonight so far, the 9 of Trevor Rapolo, still in that 3rd spot. It's about a 4/10 of a second lead over the 7 of Cole Baguni there, so a healthy margin. And 66 of Gibson, not too far behind as well. Gibson not in the best of spots. If any driver other than a chase driver wins tonight, that'll essentially lock in this 66 for a chance at that championship. If a chase driver wins, it's going to push him out to what will be the final cutoff spot. Or the first cutoff spot.
So real curious with 30 laps to go here.
You see the 9 of Rapolo underneath the 8 of Datsun there. Rapolo should be able to clear the 8 exiting 4 and put him into the 2nd spot. And while they battle side by side, they're already catching the 01 of Nate Lackamy there. The 66 of Gibson trying to follow in suit of the 9. Very close there as they went down the front straightaway between the 9 and 8. Dadson trying to hold strong in that outside lane. Very hard to do. How strong the inside is there. The 9 will be able to get to the second spot. Will be able to clear, already is clear, of that 8. So we head into 3. Now the battle will be for third there between the 66 and 8. The 9 going to go to the high side there. Here comes the 66 of Gibson. We'll have the preferred lane entering 2 there. The 9 really loose. And put Gibson to the second spot. Going to try and go for one more to the lead. The 66 trying to go. He will get it.
Almost a four-way battle here.
And all of a sudden, that's going to shuffle Gibson there to the lead. Wasn't in a must-win situation. Was very close to getting cut off there. Now finds himself in the best spot there. So should this stay like this, I believe the final 3 will be 18, the 66, and the 4 should be the 3 advancing into the final round of this championship. "26 laps to go. The 9 of Rapolo has led 38 laps tonight. I believe if he doesn't win, it's going to be all for naught for this 9. Going to get to the inside of the 01 there. Lackamy looking like he's fairly committed to that high side there. Should be side by side with the 01. Still with the inside. Should be able to clear the 01 as we exit 2. Surprisingly, that 01 going to have the high lane speed there and will clear the 9. 25 laps to go, and now it's very close from third all the way back to the 7th position there. Hensley trying to find a way around the 9 now. Now the man who was very much the favorite heading into this championship finds himself on the outside looking in at this point. 24 laps to go, the race winding down. Needs to be much closer to the front there if he wants a shot at it. The 66 slipping away just that much farther. 2.5 seconds over the 01 of Lackamy there. Just about over 2.5 over the 9 of Rapolo there. 23 laps to go race. I think this 66 may be all but gone. Not sure how much speed that 9 has left in it. Still trying to get around this 01. Three seconds now going to be that gap. Should we not get another caution, this may have just played perfectly into Chester Gibson's hand. We'll ride on board here with the 9. Rapolo again still trying to find anywhere around this 01 of Lackamy. Don't forget the 01 not going to be in as well, even sitting second there. We go to the inside, goes the 9 of Rapolo. That 01 going to find all the high lane speed. So we close in on 20 laps to go here. Might just be too little too late for both the 01 and the 9 to try and make their way into the cutoff spot.
Yeah, I think not what anybody expected for the 66 Chester Gibson to stick his nose down there, take the lead, and now have nearly a 4-second lead on these guys back here. Very impressive.
Absolutely. I know I certainly did not expect that. But Gibson has been known to do that throughout the season. Just find any sort of hole and just kind of dig with it. Did that at Atlanta. Now he's going to do it again. I'd like to say when it all mattered, but still barely held on the final spot here and just basically going to ensure his way into round 3 here, the final round and the most important round. Gap starting to close a little bit from the 66 to the 01. Rapolo starting to fade just a little bit. 3.5 seconds back for Rapolo, just about 3 for Nate.
I think if Chester stays up there and runs him a smart race, he'll take this one home.
Just has to run 18 solid laps. And has to hope that yellow flag does not fly here. Only seen one on the night. Was for the 18 of Briar LaPrade. Just a little bit farther back. 4 of Krasneski solidly in on points. Well, actually, I say solidly. That 01 of Nate Lackamy may have something to say before it's all over.
Here we come around. They're starting to pull him in now. At the line, let's see what lead Chester Gibson has now. At the line, Chester Gibson now maintains a 2.3 second lead. He actually lost 5/10 of his lead there.
Yeah, now they're
So
closing
they're
in
pulling him
quickly.
They are pulling him in here. So maybe not Chester Gibson that early lead, but maybe ran that thing just a little bit too hard. You can tell the gap. You can start to visually see the gap shrinking now. At the line, the lead is now 2 seconds flat, so just another 3/10 right there. Polo looking high there on Nate Lackamy. I'll tell you one thing, these two probably don't want to get to racing yet. Rapolo with a bit of a run, going to look low here. This could potentially be for the lead. Rapolo looks low on Nate Lackamy. Side by side in 3 and 4 on lap 120 out of 133.
They're going to make some contact.
Lackamy to the wall.
He's going to get into the...
Try to push.
A lot of contact made there, and now the 01 going to sit on the track. The caution might just come out here. Somehow we don't get a caution there. Contact obviously made. And the 01's chance is going to slip away just like that.
Thomas Brezzi throws a caution flag.
And this puts a whole new spin
Nate,
on this race.
Looks like Nate Lackamy tried to pinch the 9 of Trevor Rapolo there and overdid it just a bit.
Gets into the 7 there. The 5 also collected. I was just about to say, should it finish like that, Krasneski would have a 6-point gap over the 01 of Lackamy. Of course, now that's going to be all for naught there. Is the 01 going to get the toe back? Chester Gibson is about 12 laps away from being insured into round number 3. Now, as she said, race it's going to be a different story, of course, and that gives Trevor Rapolo a much better chance here. And
6 cars in the lead lap. We'll probably go green with about 7 or 8 to go. Yeah, everybody's coming down. I think that's a smart move. In the top 3 right there. Let me get a look back here. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. All down pit road. 5th as well. 6 is already, that's Nicole Bagunia there, already on pit road. Looks like he might, the number 7 got caught up in that. Nate Lackamy is going to disconnect. It's going to be a top 6 on the lead lap race for this win here. Now, is anybody going to gamble? Any 2 tires out here? I know early in the race I said do not do it. It'll make that thing snappy loose. Looks like Rapolo's taking 4. Datsun will be taking 4. Just looking at the animations here. Chester Gibson
He will
Looks like
not
Chester
get off
Gibson had a slow
first.
stop.
The 9 of Rapolo going to get off first. Gibson with a 15.4 second stop. The 9 of Rapolo with a 14.2. So might have been doing some sort of repair on that 66, but well,
So
race,
they'll come out.
This is gonna, as I said, put a whole new spin on this race, and it's gonna really put a whole new spin on who advances into this final 3. This 9 over Polo in the best spot, possibly with the best car. Just gave him another shot at it. And we go green with either 9 or 8 laps to go.
I love Chester Gibson's short run speed. You know, just is Rapolo slow to start and just naturally saves tires, or is that something he goes into a race doing? Don't know. I've never spoken with him about it. Honestly, I've only ever complimented him on it. So we'll see if Rapolo's got it in him to make and produce some of this short run, late race speed in a Chester Gibson. I also like his chances. He is, however, on the outside, but you know, this is a 2-lane track. He can make it work, especially on new tires. So I'll be looking at Chester Gibson to get up there and get aggressive. Krasneski as well. We know how he can get up there and get aggressive very fast. And Rapolo's kind of the wild card here. As we know, we know him as a long run. I'll let you go now. See you later type of driver. So real curious to see what he plans on doing here. What do you think, Justin? You had to pick a winner. Who did you pick?
Well, I think my bet's going to be with that 9, but I like what you pointed out with the 66, the short run speed he had. But I think when he got out front, that might have just been more luck than anything. Just kind of like the seas parted for him and found a hole and obviously pulled away. I think that was more the 01 just kind of stalling the 9, but this 9 definitely has good speed, but the 66 is definitely not out of it. And folks, if you're just tuning in, or if you've been here the whole time, this is going to be the money restart here. 9 laps to go, going to get the restart with 8 laps to go. Most likely going to finish it off tonight unless we get another restart really on, or another caution really on the restart here. But this is going to be this top 6's season on the line. You got the 9 of Rapolo basically in a must-win situation. The 66 of Gibson trying to hold on basically in a must-win situation with this 9 up in front. Krasneski fairly good on points, and this 8 of Gunther Datsun been noting all night in a must-win situation. It's been that way this whole round when he missed Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. Of course, the 18 of Briar LaPrade already has locked himself in. So restart with 8 laps to go. Going to be one of the most intense restarts possibly of the season here. Pace car about to pull in. Say buckle up. You're about to see something probably pretty crazy here.
Sir, I think you're right. Pace car's off.
A season on the line here. Green flag about to come out. It does. We're back underway. 8 laps to finish it.
Rapolo with a great restart. Datsun looks low. Datsun. Krasneski with not so great of a restart. Looking for Chester Gibson to really drive this thing in here. As Rapolo got a great restart. Nobody's got a run on him yet. He's protecting the inside. Going to move up now.
There goes the 66 underneath. Rapolo tried to block. The 66 is going to have the preferred lane. Going to be side by side off the corner. The 8 very loose there. The 9 still with the advantage. 7 laps to go. Aggressive move that time, or that last time around with the 66. Tried to get underneath Rapolo there.
Looking low again. Not quite. Rapolo's going to shut the door on that. We're going to come around, take 6 laps to go. Datsun already 2/10 back on this battle for the lead. I wouldn't count Chester Gibson out yet. Not yet. He loves to drive that car in deep as he does, and look, he makes it stick. He's going to have a real good run on here. He's going to look low, I guarantee it.
He's going to block.
Rapolo with the block, taking him all the way down into 3 and 4, side by side. Gibson's got the nose. Rapolo's got that high lane. He can control Gibson's exit.
That may have been all Gibson needed there. that 9 to lose basically all his momentum. Still going to have the edge. 5 laps to go. Side by side entering turn 1. Nobody giving an inch here. The 8 lurking just behind.
Rapolo looks like a little bit tight off of turn 2 there. Gunther Datsun liking what he's seeing, able to pull up a little bit here. I think Chester Gibson's going to drive in deep and get the clear here, but I would look for Rapolo on the crossover move.
He's going to clear barely, no.
I think maybe a little bit. Gunther Datsun looking to mix things up here. Krasnetsky's over a second back and falling. Won't worry about him now. That's a 3-way tango for the lead and for the win.
4 laps to go. Put the 66 to the point. The 9 just barely trying to hang on there. Going to have the 8 just behind him. Coming to 3. Does this 9 have anything left to try and get back to Chester Gibson there? Gibson driving for his life and driving for the season. 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go. To try and race his way into Homestead Miami Speedway here tonight. Side by side for second place there now. The 8 going to try and get to the inside of Rapolo there.
Rapolo's keeping it calm here.
2 laps to go. The gap's starting to close from the 9 to the 66. It's 2 laps to go. The next flag is going to end this race tonight, whether it's the white or the yellow.
Rapolo's got the run. Gibson really used those tires up quickly. Might have been a smart move. We'll see. We're here to collect the white flag, like you said. Next flag ends this. We'll be racing this one to the end here as they take the white flag. Rapolo's got the run.
A season on the line there. The gap virtually closed there. The 9 trying all he can to get back to the 66. Where is he going to go? Nowhere for the 9 to go. We'll try and go to the high side.
He's looking to get the run. He touches him.
A little bit of a nudge.
Rapolo looking low.
Not going to be enough. The 66 is going to go to Homestead with that. Chester Gibson wins.
What a race. What a move there. Chester Gibson put that thing square. I think that bump all in all might have helped him. Great race.
The 66 advances, and I believe with that, the 9 is going to have to go home and will not be advancing to the Championship 3 in Homestead. No, the 18 locked in. Now the 66. And we believe the 4 will be the third one going to Homestead with a shot at the championship. Gibson going to try and collect his thoughts. Absolutely. A race that was virtually caution-free until the end there. Now Gibson going to do some celebrating there. We're going to round up the troops for some interviews, do the final points tally of the season, and then let you know who's going to Homestead with a shot at the championship. 66 going to do the burnout tonight, and we'll hope to do the same next week at Homestead Miami Speedway. Don't go away. We'll be right back. And we welcome you back to finishing up a wild race here from the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Full Throttle TV 200 at Charlotte. For the High Voltage Racing League presented by RK Productions. Tonight was the night we found out who goes to Homestead and who goes home. And before we show you the points, going to take you through where everybody finished tonight. Chester Gibson locks his way in to round 3 there. He'll take the victory over Trevor Apollo, just barely going to miss that cut line. Gunther Dadson 3rd, Briar LaPrat 4th, Justin Krasneski 5th, Tyler Hensley 6th, Cole Bagunia 7th, Nate Lackamy 8th, Thomas Bressi 9th, Dylan McNichol going to round out the top 10 there. Then Trevor Olam and Carlos Acosta 11th and 12th respectively. And then we're going to go to the chase points here. Your top 3 going to advance in to the round of 3. LaPrade, Gibson, and Krasneski going to have an 8-point gap over the 9 of Trevor Polo. Just barely going to miss out of advancing into the round of 3. Nate Lackamy 12 points out after disconnecting early tonight. Well, I say early, about 30 laps shy of the checkered flag. But Gunther Datson, of course, was in a must-win situation tonight. Going to go home 44 points out of it tonight. And now we'll talk to our winner there, still sitting on the front straightaway, the 66 of Chester Gibson. See if he's talking to anybody.
And then...
Oh, he was. But Chester Gibson, congratulations on the win tonight. You're going to Homestead, and somehow you came out of that restart with about 30 laps to go first, and somehow held off the 9 of Rapolo. Very strong car here tonight. Talk us through it.
First off, thank you very much, and also thank you to Trevor for racing me clean. I'm still can't believe that I won there, because, man, Trevor was so fast. On that last restart, I think I was 5th. I went to 1st. I was just thinking, I was trying to get 1 point. I didn't think on the long run I could beat Trevor, and then if he was going to win, then I'd be out on points, because Justin, he just had to finish 3 or 4 points less than me, and then he would have been in. So I just wanted to lead a lap, but then I got out front, and I think they started battling behind me. I didn't see it, but they must have, because they were both, I would say Nate and Trevor were both a little bit faster than me. Trevor quite a bit on the long run. And then I thought I was going to get it. I was pretty far out in front, and then the caution came out. Then I had a little bit of a slow pit stop. I was starting on the outside, so that made me a little bit nervous. But fortunately, I didn't give up, because I did know that I had a pretty good short run car, whereas Trevor seemed to take a couple of laps to get going. But either way, that was me giving everything, because if I would have finished second, Justin would have outpointed me, and then Trevor would have made it in, and I would have been out.
Absolutely, and that's how close it was. Wasn't necessarily in a must-win situation, but was barely holding on to that cutoff spot. So now winning tonight, going on to Homestead, what's the emotions right now? And then what's the mindset you have to get into going to Homestead, Miami?
I wasn't exactly prepared for it, to be honest. I know it's not super confident, but I was thinking that Trevor was going to probably win tonight, and then I wasn't sure if I was going to make it in, so I was just going to go tonight and drive as hard as I could, which I did. I'm still not so much thinking about next week just yet. I'm starting to, I guess, but right now I'm just really happy. This is a big win for me. I guess I'm getting into the last 3. Also, Charlotte's an important place for me. It was where my dad and I went to go see the first NASCAR race together, and it's just a really cool track for me.
Yeah, good win, Chester. You kind of, I mean, you were always up there in the mix, and that late run, like you said, you got out there, and all of a sudden, you were 3-4 seconds in the lead. It was very impressive. So when it came down to that final restart, I knew with your strong start, you'd get up there and compete, and that you did, and took home the win. So congratulations to you. Really excited to see how you'll compete at Homestead, and just like I said, congratulations. Good job. We're looking forward to see how you try to take this one all the way home.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, so now we'll bring in our 3rd place finisher. Gunther Datson, 2nd place, isn't here tonight. Trevor Polo, most likely a little bit dejected, and obviously so, of course, the favorite heading in to this championship, and unfortunately going to get knocked out the round of 6 here. But now we'll bring in our 3rd place finisher here, Gunther Datson. Gunther, you got us?
Yeah.
All right, well, was in a must-win situation tonight. Early in that one, it seemed like you were possibly the car to beat, getting up front early and still staying in the mix later on in the race, and then finishing third, 2 positions shy of where you needed to finish tonight to go to Homestead, Miami.
Yeah, I gave it my all there at the end. I just that was all that car had. I had damage from early on in the race when I hit the wall, and everybody was really everybody else was faster than me down the straightaway, so I needed to get really good corners. And at the end, I was there, and I thought Trevor was going to move Chester, and he didn't. And I don't know, I thought I could have pounced on that one, but good win for Chester. And I want to thank all my teammates. I want to have Oil Killer or Breyer. Good luck for next week, and hopefully he wins the championship.
Yes, sir. You had a great race. They're really interesting watching you and how you kind of moved up and down the field all night long, and we'll see you battling out there for the final 3. Not much really to say. I think you ran a very smart race, brought it home, 3rd place. My name's Race. You weren't a disgrace. Next week is a championship race. Sometimes your shoes have lace. Congratulations. Number 8.
Thanks. Thank you guys for commentating on that, and hopefully we can see you guys next week.
Yes, sir.
All right, so now we talk to our 4th place finish here, Breyer LaPrade. Breyer, you got us?
Yes, I do.
All right, well, up and down night for you as well. Tried some strategy there, we saw, and ran out of fuel in lap 60 there, but came home with a 4th place finish. And obviously tonight, I'm sure winning last week was a little bit of an experimentation race for you tonight. Of course, locked in to next week.
Yes, definitely an up and down race for us. Ran out of fuel. I looked at my fuel gauge, or the black box, and I saw I had to pit the next lap, and I just forgot about it and just kept on rolling. And I checked coming out of 4 what my fuel is, because I was saving. I was going to try and make it to halfway, but that wasn't possible. And I realized I was at 0.5, and I was like, oh boy. But yeah, then took 2 tires. I was trying to help G-Man or Gunther get the win because he's looking to get in tonight, and 2 tires wasn't a good call at all. It was really, really terribly loose. I didn't like it. Cole Bagunia tried it too, and I wrecked before it got loose to him, but then yet came back for a 4th place finish.
So
yeah, real big congratulations. Oh, excuse me, Justin, the racist thing. Just want to say a big old congratulations there to Brian LaPrade. You came in with the win in hand, so if anything, it was an experiment to see what's going to work in the championship race. You made it 61 laps for running out, so I call that a 60 to be safe if you really need it for that championship race. So I got coming in with you got a win last week before Charlotte. You're coming in feeling pretty good. What's your plan going into Homestead, trying to take this thing all the way home?
Just beat the 66 and 4. They're really fast on 1.5 mile tracks. And I'm not that bad on 1.5 mile tracks either. It's going to be a very good final race.
all right, well,
Yes, sir. Well, final congratulations from me and Justin. Justin likes to be rude, but I don't like to be, so let me just use a little hospitality that Justin might be lacking this evening and tell you big old congratulations. Can't wait to watch you, Chester Gibson. I just blanked out, Justin. You might take it on there. I'm sorry.
well, it's you against Chester Gibson and Justin Krasneski there. So a win at Martinsville. I'm sure some momentum rolling in. So congratulations tonight, and we wish you all the best next week at Homestead going for that championship.
Yep, I appreciate it. Race, don't worry. I just had the same mind blank before heading into these interviews. I thought Roppolo made it into the final round. I was like, yeah, congratulations to Justin and Trevor for making it in the final 3, and then I realized how stupid I was there. So you're not the only
Yeah, I
one.
did the same thing. I almost began to say Trevor, and I remembered it was actually Krasneski makes the final 3. So yeah, like I said, good luck to you, Chester Gibson, and Justin Krasneski in the final 3. I'm sure you guys will put on a hell of a show, and I can't wait to watch it and commentate it.
All right, thanks. You guys have a good night.
Yeah, and we had thought this 9 might be able to take it all the way, but again, tonight getting eliminated. But next week, going to be the final race for us in the High Voltage Racing League. Homestead Miami Speedway, the final race, and the top three, LaPrade, Gibson, and Krasinski, all going to be battling it out for the championship. The highest finisher out of the three wins it all. Doesn't matter if you win the race. Of course, if the winner wins the race, it's obviously going to be a big deal, but don't have to win the race to win the championship. Just has to finish in front of the other two in the championship. So tonight, was looking pretty calm in the beginning, and then towards the end, 30 laps to go, it seemed like all hell broke loose. And somehow that 66 came through and won it all. So next week, we decide the champion. But tonight, for Race Clark, I'm Justin Kolb. We thank you for watching tonight, and we hope to see you next week for the season finale.
Yes, sir. You have a good one. Remember to call your mom every so often. Y'all take care.